I've read a lot of books in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But the last one I told you about was King Sorrow, and that is because over Christmas and the New Year, I have barely had 5 minutes to piss, let alone record all of these videos. So you're going to get them rapid fire, and some of them are going to be brutal. So strap yourself in, because this one is one of the more pleasant ones. Now, this will divide people instantly, I know, but I have always enjoyed watching programs that feature Jeremy Clarkson because I think he's funny. I think it's very entertaining, and I've been a fan of Top Gear and the Grand Tour and everything for a long time. But now that he's doing his farming stuff, I'm much more sort of intrigued, because I think you see more of the real Clarkson than the more performative side of him on the other programs. So when I had my little trip to Southampton at the end of October, I bought all of his books. You can probably see them behind me here, for Diddly Squat. Now, rather than give you 5 reviews that are basically the same, I'm just lumping all 5 Diddly Squat books into this one review. So if you've seen Clarkson's Farm, you'll basically know what happens. If not, then these books don't really shed too much more light on the show. There are some behind the scenes little snippets that you do see. There are things in some of the books that are quite concerning that you didn't see on screen. Jeremy had a health scare at one point. Stuff to do with the pub that you didn't see on the program. For example, at one point, travellers moved into the car park of the pub and they couldn't open because they wouldn't leave. They cut the locks to get in. There's a lot of stuff in the books. They're very quick reads. I read most of them in single sittings, and on 2 occasions read 2 books in one night. They are very enjoyable. They're sort of like a palate cleanser. They're nice, farming, animals, just comfort sort of reads. And I'd read a lot of dark stuff, so it was enjoyable to read. I gave them all 4 stars, but I think my favourites were probably books 1, 2 and 3, I think, because when you get to the 4th and 5th books, which cover most of the stuff in the 4th and 5th season, 3rd and 4th season, we haven't seen the 5th season yet, it gets a little bit repetitive, and I think that's because these were originally posted as articles and columns in the newspaper, and they've sort of been rehashed and integrated to make them read as like a diary, if you like. But I greatly enjoyed them. I give them all 4 stars, and it's just something nice if you want to read about farming without it being boring, or you want to learn some behind the scenes stuff. They're good for that. So yeah, I gave them all 4 stars. And I read them all because there was another book that I really wanted to read. You may see it behind me next to the Clarkson books, and I'll tell you about that in another video.